Next week it will be, yeah.
Pretty good.
It was fun to see Ron during that one time when I went to
Oh, yeah. She's performing today. She's probably,
Really good.
what?
Really good. Like always. No.
Oh, you're one of the ones. I saw there were a couple missing. What? Really? Yeah. Yeah. Now you're That's pretty cool to do that, yeah. I was stranded on a golf course. Way away from Chicago. So I had to go, I found myself under a little hill several weeks ago. That was pretty exciting. Rain.
Hey, girlfriend.
Oh, hi.
No?
Is that
I go to Scottish. I'm big into April. Because she lost her biggest client. And she can't make it go in this market. That is true. Because she's got all these sabers.
I love it.
Oh,
I know it ended up 3 pages,
That's 20.
but that's good.
I like it. I've been with you all weekend.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the fellowship for today. So glad to see everyone here. All new faces, and so good to be here with you. And welcome to all those watching virtually. Thank you for joining in. And I do know it's a special day today with some basketball game. So
It's not just fun basketball.
it's, yes.
It's
So
a big
we
game.
have, yes, yeah. And at our fellowship, we recognize that all of our encounters are holy. So the time that we spend here is sacred time, divine time. And can you hear me back there, Sue? Okay, Richard, yeah? Perfect. Okay, and we're going to open our service. And I'll have you join us in the song, Prayer of the Children of Love, from our beloved Corey, the creator. And please stand if you're able and join in.
kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, your children sing, flow through us now in everything, every day, in every way. Our prayer is this: everywhere, let love be there, and so it is. Back to the top. Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, your children sing, flow through us now in everything. Father, Mother, God, your children pray, be love in us in every way.
So beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you. And before we do our opening meditation, I'd like to draw your attention to your packet that was on your chair, and let us know if you need one. And in it you'll find an envelope for a financial donation, and also there's a connection card. So if you're new or newer, and if you have any changes in your address or contact information, just jot that down. And then on the back of the card is a spot to have names that you can write down that we will remember later in service, in our service. So you can take a moment, and if you want a list. And this also goes on to our prayer list too. So we get lots of good prayers by filling in those names. And those at home too, just remember we're keeping those names in our heart. And now I'll invite you to just find a nice comfortable position wherever you are. Maybe take a minute to take a nice, slow, deep breath in and out. Perhaps close your eyes or gaze downward. And feeling that whole shape of your foot on the floor. And feeling that support below us. And then finding a nice, tall, open posture. Tall and wide. Think of our crown reaching up and out to the side. And again, we'll go into those, a few slow, deep breaths in and out. We know that our time today is sacred. And when we come to this place of this deep stillness and slowing down and letting go maybe of our hurriedness or worries or cares, we know this is when we can let them go or set them aside. And we can drop into the love that is at the center of us. And just continuing with those slow, low, deep breaths. truly being present in this moment. And in this moment. And here, in this reflective state, I'd like to read a lesson from the Course in Miracles. It's lesson 41. God goes with me wherever I go. And deep within you is everything that is perfect, ready to radiate through you and out into the world. It will cure all sorrow, pain, fear, and loss, because it will heal the mind that thought these things were real and suffered out of its allegiance to them. You can never be deprived of perfect holiness, because its source goes with you wherever you go. You can never suffer, because the source of all joy goes with you wherever you go. And you can never be alone, because the source of all life goes with you wherever you go. Nothing can destroy your peace of mind, because love, God, goes with you wherever you go. And just let's breathe these words into all the cells of our body. And focusing on for a moment, on the holiness that these words imply about you, and the unfailing companionship that is yours, and on the complete protection that surrounds you. Just taking another breath in and out, a little deeper as we slowly come back to our space here. And it is always such a pleasure to be able to introduce our own, very own, one and only beloved Corey Williams. Let's give him a big hand.
The Spirit told me to sing this one up one key, so we'll see how that goes. I don't argue with the divine composer. It's your song, so. Stop and breathe the breath of life today. Take a moment from your busy way. Let the inhalation, the source of all creation, give you inspiration as you pray, with a simple song of gratitude and love. Stop and breathe the breath of life today. Stop and drink the water of the soul. Feel this moment sacredly unfold. Let the flowing river, the sparkling life giver, fill you and forever make you whole, in the healing waves of gratitude and love. Stop and drink the water of the soul. The world will try to blind you to the present here and now. The Spirit's kingdom right before your eyes. It will wind you up and bind you to the future, past and how. It will keep you running all the time. Just stop and breathe, and you will find new peace of mind. Stop and bask within the light of peace. May this moment give your heart release. Let illumination, the beauty of creation, fill you with the grace that shall not cease, in a holy dance of gratitude and love. Stop and bask within the light of peace. Let the Spirit's light in you increase. Just stop and live within the light of peace. Thank you.
Wow, that's beautiful, Corey. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. And now let's stand if you're able, and we have a fellowship song. It's on page 32. Love will guide us.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Beautiful. And please stay standing for our namaste welcome or a greeting in whichever way you feel most comfortable with.
You all right? Getting any less busy? No?
Money or your phone. I know your phone wouldn't give it up.
closet to go in. Get out. Just cut that shit out. Just cut that shit out.
They don't have this. It's on Facebook, so.
Done and find a new builder.
Yeah, I was like, you knew me when I was working with them. Yeah. Yeah. So just found out.
Yeah, that is so weird.
So weird.
Let's talk. We can talk. You know you can talk.
Yeah.
You do know that, right? I'm so sorry.
Always from here.
So where did Lance come
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, what a lovely time. Just the best time, I tell you. And now it's my great pleasure and a joy, as always, to introduce our beloved spiritual director, right? Our Reverend Mary Sabaj. A big hand of applause. Hello, everybody.
I'm Mary.
Oh, let's take a deep breath. I need one. I need one. So, if we look out at our external world right now, we are really in the thick of it. Every day something new. The chaos and the fear and the worry and the anxiety and the anger just seem to be swirling around us and into this crescendo. And several of our speakers in the last few weeks presented ideas on how we can ground ourselves and how we can see and process all of this from a spiritual perspective. Whatever might be happening in your life that you are taking on as upset of any kind, it is not my intention to diminish that at all, to diminish your or our human experience of it in any way. But if we are trying, if we want to,
if we're struggling to find our way back to peace and calm, I want to offer some ideas today for your consideration. Maybe it's just in any given moment during the day when you find yourself being pulled into something. Doesn't have to be politics. It can be anything in your life that is pulling you in to negativity. And I want to offer these ideas so that we can take full advantage of what I truly believe to be a huge, huge opportunity. Most of us are probably familiar with the spiritual concept that we choose to incarnate into this earth school to experience, learn lessons, expand our consciousness from a new perspective. Everybody heard this before? Reverend Michael Beckwith teaches that we are here on earth at this time by choice. So let's just think about that for a moment. We chose to be born into this world with the challenges that humanity is now facing and that we face individually. We literally set it all up for ourselves as an earth school. Dolores Cannon, I've mentioned her before in some of my talks, longtime hypnotherapist and teacher, just recently deceased. She said over and over again that the earth school is the hardest school there is of all of the schools that our souls could choose to go to in the universe. And Bashar, who is an entity channeled by Daryl Anka, Leroy Harvey made him known to me, says we're here on this earth, if we're here on this earth, we're on the PhD level. Sort of feels like that, doesn't it? So Michael Beckwith says that when we begin to remember and reconnect with these choices that we made, we are empowered. We chose it. It shifts us into a whole new way of approaching difficulties and challenges, from victimization to triumph and gift-giving, strength and courage, from a place of love. I choose to be here. I chose to come. It is perfect for my growth, for our growth as a collective, exactly the right place and the right time. And I think this is perhaps the most important piece of the message of all. Bashar says there is nothing more important than the lessons that we are learning while we're here. And that the journey is the destination. So instead of thinking in terms of this goal of getting to a peaceful heart, a peaceful earth, what are the lessons that we're learning on the way there? These are the important things for our soul. So how do we know that we chose this? We're here. We're here in this room. And how do you know that you still have lessons to learn? Well, we can look at our lives. It's easy enough to figure out. And I want to say that, like many presenters have said in the past, I am so grateful for this opportunity to develop this talk today because I needed it just as much as anyone else in the world right now. It really provided me with an opportunity to seriously take this in and take this on. I chose to be here. So it's not just a knowing or a concept or an idea. It's real. So the question is, so what is mine to do? What is mine to do? So even if you don't believe that you sat around in a soul group at a table before you came into this incarnation and made all these decisions with the people that are around us in this lifetime, I invite you to think of it as an experiment. Just ask yourselves, what if? What if I chose to be here at this time? And why is this so very important? Because we are powerful creators, and we know that. And we also know that we create from the inside out, from the internal to the external. This is always interesting to remember. We don't see because we have eyes or hear because we have ears. We have eyes because we see. And we have ears because we hear. And that is because consciousness always precedes form. Does that make sense? So if we want to create a peaceful and loving world, we each create it one by one from the inside out. And we ask ourselves, who must I become? What is inside me? And here's where the courage and the strength comes in. The courage to be honest with ourselves. The courage to honestly and intentionally do what it takes to make the changes that need to be made. So when we're faced with the lessons of our time and the lessons of our lives, what bubbles up inside of us? And I'm asking you to please be really honest with yourselves. How do we treat ourselves, and how do we treat each other? Are we loving and kind and compassionate when we're facing the challenges of our lives, remember? Or is there anger and frustration and contempt, anxiety and fear? And do those symptoms result in name-calling and wishing ill will and wishing ill-being? I had to be very honest with myself because it can be very sneaky. Even if we don't speak it out loud and no one else hears it, the arrow has already left the bow. The harm is already done. Tim Shriver cautions us. He was the in charge of the Special Olympics for many years, and he cautions us that our self-righteousness allows us to conceal our anger and contempt within us and let us feel okay about it. Because we would never do what those people are doing. And because our goal is to create a higher order. We want a peaceful and loving world. Again, I remind all of us, including myself, that this applies to anything in our lives. Politics, a neighbor, a family member, a work situation, whatever. With courage and bravery, the gain comes from honestly examining what bubbles up within us and often spills out in unloving, unkind, and uncompassionate ways. And I truly believe that the external will always respond to our internal healing. So that tells me that when we heal inside, what we see externally will change. If we hold anger and contempt and even disbelief, the external will reflect this back to us. Last week, our Reverend Sue Quinn gave the most beautiful talk about us being beings of light, and we had our cute little candles, flameless candles. And I thought of those. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful room that day. But how can we be beacons of light if we are complaining and grumbling, if we're resentful and bitter and angry, if we are allowing the external to frazzle our nervous systems, and if we are spiraling down into the depths of negativity? Bashar also talks about this thing he calls the golden 15 seconds, and it's really easy to remember. He says the first 15 seconds of anger are natural anger, and it's realignment energy. So we get angry, and in those first 15 seconds, we go, oh, I don't want this. I don't prefer this. But if we stay in it longer than 15 seconds, it turns into judgment. Now, we say always, don't stuff your feelings, feel your feelings. But I have also said in many of my talks, let's not set up camp there, and let's not swim around in it for long periods of time. But I like that idea of realignment energy. It gives us an opportunity to say, oh, I'm out of alignment here, and bring ourselves back to love. So what happens when we begin to spiral down? You can think about this for yourselves as well. The momentum increases, right? And when we start that spiral down, we take everybody with us. Have you noticed that if you're in a group talking and you start talking about something that's negative, so easy to get that whole group on that same topic, spiraling down. And not just ourselves and our families and our friends, the whole collective consciousness is coming down with us. And then we find out that it's even more challenging and difficult to find our way back to the light. And think of the suffering and the lost time as we spiral down. And it's completely ineffective. We aren't accomplishing anything. We can't. When we let that go and do the work that it takes to change that stuff that bubbles up in us when we get angry and frustrated, that opens us to this free flow of magnificent love. Most important, we are delaying the lesson to be learned. I was in a discussion group recently, and a lovely woman brought to my attention a children's book, written by Neil Donald Walsh, who is the author of Conversations with God. And this is the book. It's really beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. She just told a story out of it very quickly. And I won't read the whole book, but I want to give you the gist of it.
What's the name of it?
It's called The Little Soul and the Sun. So once upon a time, a little soul in the non-physical said to God, very excited, I know who I am. God said, "You do. Who are you?" And the little soul said, "I'm the light." And the little soul was so happy to have figured this out because God confirmed it. Yes, you are. And he was happy, this little soul. But soon, knowing that he was light became not enough. And he felt stirrings inside to be and feel and experience himself. And God said, "Isn't knowing you are light enough?" And the little soul said, "No, I want to feel. I want to be. I want to experience." Sounds familiar? So they had a long conversation, God and the little soul, about what this might look like. Because God said, yes, you can have that experience. But you need to decide what it is that you want to experience. And they talked about experiencing kindness and gentleness and creativity, friendliness and consideration. And the little soul thought about all those. But what he ultimately decided on was that he said, "I want to experience myself as one who forgives. But how can I experience this forgiveness?" So in the meantime, a large group of souls had gathered around this little soul and God because they heard from far and wide that a very exceptional conversation was being had with God. How can I experience forgiveness? And one of the friendly souls stepped up and said, "I will help you. I can come into your next lifetime and do something for you to forgive." And the little soul said, "But you who are a being of utter perfection, why would you do that? You would need to slow down your vibration so much to a very dense and heavy vibration. Why would you do that for me?" "Simple," the friendly soul said. "I would do it because I love you." And so the agreement was made. And the little soul went into a new lifetime, excited to be the light and excited to be part of forgiveness. And the little soul waited anxiously to be able to experience itself as forgiveness and to thank whatever other soul made it possible. And at all the moments in that new lifetime, whenever a new soul appeared on the scene, whenever that new soul brought joy or sadness, but especially sadness, the little soul thought of what God had said. "Always remember," and God smiled as he said, "I have sent you nothing but angels." So, can we see that in our lives, in our human lives today on earth? And I'm going to leave you with a reminder and a quote. The reminder is what I said earlier. Nothing is more important than the lessons we are learning. And the journey is the destination. And the quote comes from this wonderful book that a group of us just completed discussions about. A David Brooks book. It's from the very last page. David Brooks quotes a poet, a British-American poet, W.H. Auden, who wrote, If equal affection cannot be, let the more loving one be me. Thank you.
How beautiful. What a wonderful message, boy. And we are taught in A Course in Miracles, giving and receiving are one in truth. And every one of us benefits, and our whole community, because of your generosity. So just such a big thank you for allowing us to be in this loving space and receive these wonderful messages. So thank you for all the support that you give. And Corey will be playing I Am Grateful, and please join in. And John will come around and with the basket. So, and also make sure you add your card with those you'd like to have remembered later on in the service.
Grateful, I am grateful. 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 Grateful, I am grateful.
Thank you. And please join me now with the blessing of the tithes and offerings right on the front of your card. Might share with the neighbor. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying our tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. Then we'll just take another few moments to go back within. Perhaps close your eyes or gaze downward as we remember those listed on the cards and those that are in our hearts. And it's our prayer that they know how loved and held each and everyone is. And hope. It's our hope that they feel this love, this light, this healing. That we send to them, and that they feel this love, light, healing. And let them know without any doubts that they are already whole, holy, and the beloved children of love. Never alone. And remembering always who walks with them in each and every moment. This is our prayer. Just taking another breath in and out. And we have another song from our Corey Williams.
The feeling awakens deep inside me, that familiar fire in my heart. I am alive with fascination. The world is full of secret angels. I see them dancing in the stream, here in the real imagination. And here I stand, in awe and wonder, in fascination. Yes, here I am, fascination. The feeling grows the more I wander in the awesome wonder of it all. I am aflame with curiosity. Oh, the way that all things work together just brings amazement to my mind. Here in this flow of synchronicity. Oh, and here I stand, in awe and wonder, in fascination. Yes, here I am, in fascination. Yes, here I stand, amidst this swirling universe, a whirling mind of man, in this mystery grand. The more I understand, the more I understand, I'll never understand. The feeling burns within me always, the golden backdrop of my eye. I live a life of fascination. The world is made of endless miracles. You'll find it if you open wide. to the true magic of creation. Oh, 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 oh. And here I stand in awe and wonder, in fascination. Yes, here I am, and here I stand in awe and wonder, in fascination. Yes, here I am.
That's just so beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Oh, wow, yeah. No words for that. Oh, so beautiful. And we just have a few announcements. Let's see, the Woldemar Walk will be April 6th at 12:30 with our Reverend Sue Quinn. And at the cafe will be Saturday, April 19th, right here in the library at 2. Healing Movements will be here Monday at 4. And also Chair Yoga will be here Thursday at 4, right here at the Friends Building. And today we have a potluck, so please everyone join us for the potluck. And we also have a membership meeting that we'll have too. So it will just be a short meeting. So thank you all for such a wonderful service. Another great service. So, and all those watching virtually, you're also a big part of our wonderful, beautiful community. And a special thank you for Corey and that just amazing music. Wow. And what a compliment to the wonderful message from our dear Reverend Mary Sabaj. Right? And Samantha for all you do to help put this together. And thank you all for joining. And we'll gather for our peace circle and then our blessing to follow.
And thank you, Julie, as always.
Thank you, Corey.
Surrounds us, the love of God enfolds
calls us